all of you out here tonight, all of you, here at this very important moment. Every time I stand on the stage and introduce this gentleman, I think I'm making history. I feel like I'm making history. And your presence here tonight is a part of that. You're making history. You're a part of history. You're a part of change. You're a part of creating and reimagining our democracy. That's what you're part of. You're part of the more than 6 million men and women organizations that delivered over at $27, delivered the campaign finances to keep this going and to keep building another America. That's what you're part of. You're part of the man and part of a movement that relies on one thing: honesty, integrity, and justice. That's what we're talking about. About all his career, from working in the civil rights movement as a student, his time as the mayor of Burlington, Vermont, in the U.S. Senate, has always been on the side of justice. He's been there. He has the moral compass and is always heading north toward justice. Healthcare, single-payer healthcare. He cares about living wages, making sure that men and women have a living wage so they can build communities and build families. That's what he cares about. And you know what? You know what? He's not ashamed of it. He doesn't walk away from the conflict. He stands up strong with us. Bernie Sanders is with us. Sacramento.
Yes. Yes.
We know that this is an important moment. This state belongs to us, the people. On June 7th, we're going to let this country know and the world know that California belongs to the people and it belongs to us.
of people here tonight. Let me thank Love Defenders, Warren Wakefield, Jonah Matranga, Joe Kai,
Yeah.
Norma Akella, Bill Camp, and last of all, let me thank Danny Glover. Danny Glover is one of the great actors in our country. What you may not know is that for many decades now, Danny has been a real fighter in this country for social justice, for economic justice, for racial justice. Danny, thank you for all that you do. This campaign a little over a year ago, we had no political organization, we had no money, and we had no name recognition, and we were taking on the most powerful political organization in this country. And the media determined that we were a fringe candidacy. See, who would have believed that millions of Americans want a political revolution? Well, it turns out that a lot has changed in a year. The corporate establishment is getting nervous. The political establishment is getting nervous. When they see 15,000 people coming out in Sacramento, they get very nervous. And they should be getting nervous because real change is coming.
Yeah.
Over the last year, we have won 18 primaries and caucuses. Nobody can predict the future, but I think we got a good shot to win in West Virginia, in Kentucky, in Oregon.
Yeah.
And after those three states, we're coming to California on June 2nd. And with your help, we are going to win the biggest prize of all, the California primary.
Yes.
Which elects 475 pledged delegates.
Yeah.
Today, I'm happy to tell you that despite taking on the entire Democratic political opposition, members of Congress and the senators and the governors and the mayors, we have won up to this point over 45% of all pledged delegates.
Yeah.
And if we can win big victories in West Virginia, Virginia, Kentucky, Oregon, New Jersey, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Montana, and California. We have the possibility. It is a steep hill to climb, and I acknowledge that, but we have the possibility of walking into the Democratic Convention with a majority of pledged delegates. And let me tell everybody here and anybody who is watching or listening, we are going to fight for every vote until June 14th. And we are going to take the political revolution into the convention in Philadelphia. Now, I'm very proud of what our millions of volunteers and supporters have done, but I am especially proud that in virtually every national poll and every statewide poll, we are defeating Donald Trump.
Yes.
Trump by bigger margins than his Secretary Clinton.
Yes.
A poll just came out today in the battleground state of New Hampshire. Secretary Clinton was ahead of Trump by 5 points. That's good. We were ahead by 21.
Yes.
Say to the Democratic Party, if you want to make absolutely certain we defeat Donald Trump, if you want to make absolutely certain that we have an energetic grassroots campaign which results in a large voter turnout, this is the campaign. Something that is really extraordinary, and that is in every primary and every caucus election up to now, this campaign has won the overwhelming majority of votes of people under 45 years of age. And what that tells me, and should tell everyone, is that our vision of a nation which strives for economic, social, racial, and environmental justice is the vision for America's future. Our agenda is the future of America and the future of the Democratic Party. A campaign is about issues and it is about ideas. Let me be very straightforward and mention to you some of the areas where Secretary Clinton and I have profound differences of opinion.
Like it is.
In my opinion, our current campaign finance system is corrupt. And it is undermining American democracy. Democracy is one person, one vote. It is not about billionaires
That's right.
and Wall Street and their super PACs
Right.
buying elections. By the way, democracy is not about Republicans suppressing the vote and trying to keep people of color or young people or old people from voting. Together, we are going to overturn that disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision. Together, we are going to move toward public funding of elections. And together, we're going to create a democracy in which we have one of the highest voter turnout rates in the world, not one of the lowest. In terms of campaign finance, it is important that we not only talk the talk, but that we walk the walk. When we began this campaign, we had to make a very important decision. Do we do what every other campaign has done, and that is start a super PAC? We agreed with you. This campaign does not represent the billionaire class, not Wall Street, not corporate America, not the big money interests. We don't want their money. But we did something which in this day and age is very unusual. We said to the working families of this country, if you want a candidate who's going to stand with the middle class and take on corporate greed, we need your help. And over the last year, something amazing and unbelievable has happened. We have received over 7.3 million individual campaign contributions. That is revolutionary because it shows that we can run a national winning campaign without being dependent on big money interests. Does anybody here know what our average contribution is? $27. To paraphrase Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg, this is a campaign of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, Secretary Clinton has chosen a different path. She has a number of super PACs that have raised tens of millions of dollars from special interests, including at least 15 million from Wall Street. Secretary Clinton has also given speeches on Wall Street for $225,000 a speech.
Yes, pretty lady.
I am proud of what what we have done, because our campaign is bringing working people and small donations in, and we're telling Wall Street, you're getting out, we don't need you. In this country today, we have a federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. That is a starvation wage. We've got to raise that minimum wage to a living wage. Secretary Clinton thinks we should raise the minimum wage to $12 an hour. Not good enough. I have been out in demonstrations with workers who are fighting for $15 an hour in a union. And if elected president, we're going to have $15 an hour in every state in this country. People who work 40 hours a week should not live in poverty. And when we talk about equitable wages, it is not acceptable to me or to any of you that women today are making 79 cents on the dollar. That every man here will stand with the women in the fight for pay equity. Now, I am a member of the U.S. Senate Committee on the Environment. And I don't have to tell anybody in California what the scientists all over this world are telling us. And that is that climate change is real. Climate change is caused by human activity. And you well know that here in California, all over our country, all over the world, climate change is already causing devastating harm. I am proud to tell you that I have introduced the most comprehensive climate change legislation in the history of the Senate. We have, as custodians of the planet, which is what we are, we have a moral responsibility to make certain that the planet we leave our children and future generations is one that is healthy and habitable. And that is why together we are going to tell the fossil fuel industry that their short-term profits are not worth it to destroy the future of this planet. And together we are going to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. And when we create a massive effort toward solar, toward wind, toward geothermal, we are going to create millions of decent paying jobs. I believe that climate change is a global crisis and that we have got to be extremely aggressive in transforming our energy system. And my view is that if we are going to do what has to be done, we need a tax on carbon. That is my view. That is not the view of Secretary Clinton. Now, when we talk about environmental crises, a looming crisis is whether our country and the world will have the clean drinking water that we need.
That's right.
I believe that now is the time to ban fracking in America. Clinton has a different point of view. When she was Secretary of State, she actually promoted fracking in foreign countries. All of you know that one of the very important functions of a president is to conduct sane foreign and military policy. The most important foreign policy decision made in the modern history of this country was over the war in Iraq. I listened very carefully to what President Bush and Dick Cheney and all those guys had to say. I didn't believe them. Voted against that war, but led the opposition to that war. And it gives me no joy to tell you that much of what I said way back in 2002 in terms of my fears of the destabilization of the Middle East turned out to be true. Now, Secretary Clinton was then senator from New York State. She heard the same evidence as I did. She voted for that disastrous war.
He's consistent. Bernie's consistent.
I believe that when you have a handful of Wall Street financial institutions that today have extraordinary economic and political power, that when 6 financial institutions in this country issue 2/3 of the credit cards and 1/3 of the mortgages, today is the time to break them up. Financial system that works for small and medium-sized businesses and for consumers, not an institution that functions as an island unto itself, only concerned about their profits. This campaign is doing well because we are doing something very unusual in contemporary American politics. We are telling the truth. And the truth is not only that we have a corrupt campaign finance system, the truth is that we have a rigged economy. Today in America, and you're not going to see this much on TV, but today in America, we have more income and wealth inequality than any other major country on earth, and it is worse today in this country than in any time since 1928. Today in America, the top 1/10 of 1% now owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. Today in America, if you can believe it, the 20 wealthiest people, 20 people own more wealth than the bottom half of America, 150 million Americans. Today in America, and this is what a rigged economy is about, one family, the Walton family of Walmart, this one family owns more wealth than the bottom 40% of the American people. And here is what the essence of a rigged economy is about. Walton family that owns Walmart pays their employees wages that are so low that many of their workers are forced to go on food stamps and Medicaid. And you know who is paying taxes to subsidize?
We are!
How crazy is it that the middle class has to subsidize the wages of the wealthiest family in America? So I say to the Walton family, get off of welfare, pay your workers a living wage. Just inequality and a gross inequality in wealth. This is what's going on in America, and you all know this as well as I do. Today, millions